Yo, what is going on, everyone? I'm finally back again. I apologize for being absent for quite some time. I think it's been like 5 weeks or something like that. It's been over a month for sure. The weather here in Pennsylvania has just been unbearable. I mean, it's been raining and I don't mind fishing in the rain, but it's just been storms, and if it doesn't storm, it's just a downpour. And the chances I do have to fish, it gets dark around 7 o'clock now, so I barely have any time to fish or like film, and it's just been a mess. And the river, the Susquehanna River right now is at like 11 feet. The creeks are overflowing right now. It's terrible. Now I guarantee you all clicked on this video because the title says that I have a Hobie. Now let me just start by saying I've only had this for about 3 weeks, so anything I say in this video about it is just my opinions on it so far, which I'm just going to start by saying it is everything I thought it was. I absolutely love it. Now, I mean, I'm going to show you like everything it has. I'm going to then take it on the lake here and show you what it can do. Now there's two different sizes for this. There's the 12-foot and the 14-foot. I have the 12-foot, and this is the Hobie Mirage Pro Angler 360. They also make it in the 180 drive, but I got the 360. I got the 12-foot because A, it was a couple $100 cheaper than the 14-foot, but B, the 14-foot is just a lot of boat for me. For what I do, I mean, yeah, I'm out here fishing quite a bit, but for what I do, I just want a smaller boat. I don't want like this massive boat. And also, I mean, this is a 110-pound boat when there's nothing on it, so I could only imagine what the 14-foot is like. I'm going to show you everything that this boat can do, starting with what it has to offer. So first off, in the front we got a storage container, towel, because I was cleaning out water that got in here. So first off, you have like an inside storage, and yes, there is water in here. I will say right off the bat, if you do happen to buy one of these or own one and you just get water in here, don't worry. It's not because the hole's leaking. It's because water does get up in here, and it actually, depending on how you move the boat, it does get in the like this little hole right there. But anyway, so in here I just kind of have like stupid stuff stored in here, like that was from the boat, that came with the boat, that I didn't really need, so I just put it in there. The 14-foot, the compartment is actually a lot bigger on the 14-foot. Like, I watch people put their paddles in here. I try to do that, but I can't. So that's the only disadvantage about the 12-foot, is that this is actually a lot smaller compared to the 14-foot. And then of course you have this tub, which, you know, you could put storage in there, of course, but I use this as a cooler. I mean, I'll clean it out because there's some dirt in here, but I use this as a cooler. Like, I'll just throw ice in there and put a couple drinks in there, put my snacks, put my food in there, especially if I'm fishing all day. So that's actually a pretty cool feature. I'm sure it's like this on the 14-foot too, but when you buy the 12-foot, this tub right here, hold on, this tub does not come with it. Actually, as a matter of fact, this comes with it, that I store in here. This piece, this comes with it. And what this is, well, hold on, what that is it comes with those two tackle boxes there, and they slide in there, so whenever you close it, or so whenever you open it, they come out. Cool. It's a cool thing. However, I tried doing that, and just by putting my personal items like my wallet, my key, and my phone just in here with this in it, And when I got out, my keys, phone, and wallet all slid in the hull, and I had to like basically lift the boat up and try to get my stuff to slide back down. So I bought this off of Amazon. Hobie makes this for the storage container, and I keep all like my personal stuff, you know, my suntan lotion, bug spray, a couple pieces of fishing line. Hobie also comes with this for your paddle. And then there's like a little net that I would put like my, yeah, what's it called? My scale, my fish scale in there. Back here is another hatch. But as you can see, nothing can really go in there. Whenever I do get a fish finder for this, hopefully before next fishing season, I know there's a product. It's not by Hobie. Someone else makes it. But it's like a little tray that goes in here that you can mount a battery on the underside for it. So that's what I'm going to use this for. And also, I learned that this little silver piece is a bottle opener. Cool. I guess. Next up, I'm going to talk about the chair. Let me start by saying that chair is the most comfortable chair you would ever sit in. It is unbelievable how like the cushion on this thing is just unreal. Like you could fall asleep on this. Anyway, it has two adjustments. You know, you twist this. I'm not gonna twist it because I have it set up the way I like it. But you twist this, and this adjusts the bottom seat. This handle over here, you twist that, it adjusts the like how far back this can go. I can't talk today. And then it has lumbar support, which is also a really cool feature. And then you can see that it's resting up on this kickstand. So obviously by the name kickstand, if you rest it on the kickstand, you actually sit pretty high above boat, which it literally feels like I'm sitting down in a chair. You know, most sit on top kayaks, you're kind of like as you like with my old kayak, which I do still have, by the way. My old kayak, like I'm just kind of, you know, it looks like my legs are like almost like I'm laying down. This, I'm like literally sitting up, like sitting on a chair. But you actually, there's a little lever right here, it says kickstand on it. If I were to pull this, you have to actually sit on the edge of your seat, and my arms are not long enough, so I'm just going to do it. When you pull that lever, this moves back, and then you can put the seat down in there, and then you're actually sitting lower, which is also really comfortable, especially if you want to take a nap or something. So that's the chair. My fishing rods are on the sides. That is my favorite feature of this entire boat. Well, I shouldn't say that's my entire feature. That's my favorite feature. But this is cool though. So when you buy the boat, there's a couple things it comes with. It comes with that tackle box tray I showed you. It also comes with the cup holder, and it comes with two fishing rod holders that go on the A-trail system. And that's what they look like right there. So you put your fishing rods in, and then they slide into these inserts here. Now the 12-foot only comes with 2 on each side. The 14 has 3 on each side. I mean, I like to have multiple fishing rods with me, but I don't see why I would ever need to have, 6 fishing rods, because I normally just have I think I normally do have 4 with me. Anyways, someone's shooting guns. Anyway, that's a really cool feature, because so many times, I've already broken 2 fishing rods this way, where I have my fishing rod standing straight up, and then I would come, wasn't paying attention, I would hit an overhanging tree, and then the tip of my rod would break off. But having them sideways like that is so cool. And yes, before you ask, if you did think about this, they are actually very easy to get. And if you were to capsize, there's a lock, you know, they lock in place, so if you were to capsize, you don't lose your fishing rods. Most of the products on here are actually designed so that if you were to capsize, you lose nothing. If you remember to lock up everything when you're not using it, if you were to capsize, the only thing that you should lose is your cup. Because, I mean, that doesn't lock in place. And maybe your fishing net. So this right here I also bought. This is my tackle crate. You know, again, it locks in, but I can put my tackle boxes in here, obviously. You could put like wrist pliers in here, hooks, and all the good stuff. There's these little nettings, little nets on the side. Over here I have like tackle storage. Like my hooks in here are in this box I put over here. Over there I have my pliers and my scissors. I got more tackle over here, under here. There's a strap. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there we go. There's a strap to hold it down in place. Well, actually, that's kind of loose. I don't have it very tight. So that's my salt plastics. You got a track system in here, which is really cool. And then this also comes with the boat. This is your plug for your Mirage drive. There's the plug, and then the drive just sits down in there. Lastly, I have my paddles and these brackets that came with. That actually wasn't the last thing, because I forgot to talk about this. So if I release this releases the skeg. This one over here releases the rudder, and then this is for your transducer. So whenever I get a fish finder, I'll show you how that works. And then the handles. So I mean, this handle right here is separate from this. So this handle and that handle are in sync. That moves your rudder. And then this, obviously by what the sticker says, this controls the 360 drive, which moves that little gear in there. Okay, now that I mean, and there's so many more options you can get for this boat. Like, it has a lot more H rail mounts. You can like put anchors on this thing. You can, oh my gosh, the creativity or the ingenuity, however you want to say it, is just endless with this thing. It is unreal. Definitely worth the money so far. Now I'm gonna go put this in the lake, and I'm gonna show you what this thing can do. So like I showed you the handles, you have the rudders on each side, and then the same with the 360. So I have my rudder down and my skeg. So if I turn those rudder handles, see how the boat, like right now, obviously I'm turning it to the left, and then I can turn it to the right. And it's just a nice, just swift motion. Now if you want to make those sharp turns, then I'll use the 360. So if I can do an entire 360 without using my hands. It is dope as hell. And then again, you know, you can do it the same to the other side, or watch the trees. I'm going backwards. Well, I'm actually turning, but that's also because my boat's facing the opposite way. But there you go. Now I'm turning straight back. It is just one sick watercraft. It is absolutely cool. Now I did a little testing on this. So the rudder is obviously designed to move the boat left and right. The skeg is designed to keep the boat straight. If I were to pull up the skeg all the way and move, see how my boat, like, I have everything facing straight forward, and my boat immediately turned to the right. Like, it's actually still turning to the right just a bit. if I put that skeg down and go straight with it, I mean, it's as straight as an arrow. Now, like I said, I've only had this boat for 3 weeks. My official opinion on this boat won't probably be for another, you know, after using this thing for about 6 months, because I have done research on this. You know, I watch videos of people saying don't buy this boat, it has a lot of issues, and other people would say, oh my gosh, this boat's amazing. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The videos I've watched of people saying that this is the worst boat ever, they would show them like videos of themselves like working this thing, and their feet are like this. I mean, like it's almost like they're like racing. I don't want to do to this thing because I don't want to break it, but you know what I mean. Like they're hard on it. But the thing is, paddling at this speed, I find myself, you know, losing energy right off the bat. But this, I can just keep going and going and going, and it is a lot faster than paddling. It is so easy. It is so nice. Let me talk about the things that the Mirage Drive can do. Like the way that this is designed, which I'm sure you guys already heard about it, they have kick-up fins. So if you were to hit a log or rock, the fins can kick up. But, and even there is a point where you run into real shallow water where, you know, even if the fins are kicked up, the fins still might drag on the bottom. It's that shallow. So if you put the Mirage Drive so that it's going straight and push the pedals all the way, what that does is that allows the fins, and it kicks the fins up so it's resting on the hull, and you can go through shallow water easily. And then Hobie comes with this hook here that you just hook on right there, so you don't have to, you know, keep your feet in there in place. And then you just use your paddles and you paddle to a deeper spot, and then you can just release it, and then you can continue paddling. I'm going to try to explain how I use this on the creek. Now, when you're in the creek, you need to keep your head on a swivel, which is not a hard thing to do. You know, when I'm going upstream, it is a lot easier to use than going downstream. And downstream isn't even that hard to do. But upstream, I just find myself having more control of the boat. I can take my time fishing, and so I'm always looking ahead. So if I see a spot where I'm like, it's getting a little shallow there, I would put my pedals up like this, or so my fins are hugging the hull, and I would just wait until I clear that, and then I could just start pedaling again. Or if I'm not paying attention, what's nice is that as I'm pedaling and those fins hit something, I mean, you can't pedal anymore because the fins would hit each other. So it would just stop, and you can hear it too. It would just stop, and then I'll just slowly put my pedals into the shallow water position. Now going downstream, usually going downstream, I just allow the boat to drift. So usually just going downstream, you know, I get to like a position I want to be in, whether I face straight ahead, or I'm turned left, or I'm turned right, and then I'll just keep the pedals like this. I won't even use the bungee cord. I'll just keep the pedals like this and fish, and if I need to move, if water's deep enough, then I'll just move wherever and I'll fish that. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is fishing while you're moving. You know, you paddle kayakers already know, if there's an area you want to fish, you have to paddle there and then fish. This you can just fish as you're moving. It is so easy. But my first opinions on it, phenomenal, absolutely amazing. It is just an amazing piece of watercraft. I can't speak highly of enough highly enough about it so far. And I lied, there is one more thing about this. It's more so the one con I have about this boat, and that is maintenance. There is maintenance you have to do to this boat. Now, when I say maintenance, I'm not talking about, you know, you have to reconstruct the hull every so often or something like that, but it's mainly with the pedal drive. And, you know, Hobie wants you to do it every time you use it. No one does that. For me, like, depending on how much I use it in a week, like if I were to use it 3 times in a week, I would probably do the maintenance once a week. If I use it once a week, which is kind of what I'm doing now, just because it gets dark an hour after I get off work, and I only use it on the weekends now, then I'll do it like once every other week, or maybe even once a month. But the things they want you to maintenance, which I will actually make a video on that too. There's a couple things like on the pedal drive itself, like I don't know if you could see it, but there's like that black cable. They want you to adjust the tightness of that so that it's a little bit loose, and the clutch mechanism on the, like in here and there, there's 2 screws they want you to adjust, and then every now and then they want you to align the rudder handles with the actual rudder, so you know it's actually going straight. Yes, I'm sure, you know, 3 or 4 years down the road, I'm gonna run into an issue, like the belt that runs the actual gear for the pedal drive might snap. You know, people have already had those belts snap, but again, they always snap because they're using it harder than what they should. They don't keep up with the maintenance on it, and then that's when they run into the issues. You have to keep up with the maintenance, and the boat will last you a long time. And yes, say if you were to get a hole in your hull, or your clutch does break, or the belt breaks, your Mirage drive breaks, you can go to your local Hobie dealer, which if you go to Hobie's website, and you can go, there's like a little option there that says find Hobies near me. There's those places usually fix these boats, and the closest one for me is in Lancaster, which is like about an hour away. If something does break, you just take it to them and they'll fix it for you. I think that about wraps it up for this. Again, these are just my first opinions on it. After, like I said, like 6 months after using this thing, I'll make an update video on my final opinions on this boat. If this video helped you at all, please leave a like for me. If you have any questions about the boat, or just a question in general, then please leave a comment. I'm sorry if I went in circles in this video. There's just so much you can do with this boat. If you want to be a supporter of my channel, then please hit that subscribe button for me. If you want to see more content that I've created, then please click on one of these 2 videos that appear in front of me. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.